You sure make a good supervisor. Foreman, whatever you want to call it. You're doing great.
Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. Kind of feels like winter's here. We got down below freezing last night.
Did it actually drop below freezing?
I think so. I think it was 31.99999.
I was cozy.
We were comfortable, but it's time for the sweatpants, it's time for the hoodies, time for the flannels, the jeans, the boots.
This is my favorite time of year.
Yeah. Well, and last night was kind of an anomaly. Today is an anomaly. We are going to get back up into the 80s next weekish, I think, but that's always subject to change here in Southwest Missouri.
Yeah.
But with the cold coming on, we've already taken care of the goats and Mr. Hercules this morning. We have all 30 guineas out. This is day 3 now, and it has been a wild ride. You remember how I lied to you and I told you that they aren't quite as loud as everybody says? I bold-faced lied. Yes, our 5 adults that do kind of still hang in their own clique. In fact,
they're off on their own right now.
Yeah, I don't even know where they are. They're probably, oh wait, well.
Oh my gosh, that's
somebody
so
had to
cute.
go down and see his brother. Guys, Bruno is something else. He has really captured our hearts. He's crazy.
You're cute, man.
And he's really winning over his big brother down there. And we're getting closer every day to them potentially meeting outside the pen again. But Bruno is a working dog, differently than Hercules. He thinks it is his primary job to push the birds around all day long.
Yeah.
And so each of the 3 nights that we've had all 30 of them out, oh yeah, I forgot I told you, I lied. They're really loud all the time, mostly for no reason. Don't get guineas if you can't handle the sound.
I think it was not an intentional lie. It was Kyle forgot. Kyle forgot how loud they are when they're that young.
Yeah, I forgot that their curiosities come in. I mean, you can tell right now, these are the crazy 8. So these are medium-sized ones. See how they're picking at that grass, and I don't know how the bug population, I don't know how many insects they have access to this time of year, but they're really coming into this now. They haven't done this much, and they rely on the food that we keep back in their bird run. There's the bird herder. But they're really coming into their birddom, you know, birddom. Hey, Bruno.
He's getting them to where they're not pecking on the foam, so I'm okay with it.
Doing his job.
But he might be taking it a little too far.
Sometimes he can take it a little far. Attaboy. Leave him be, big fella. Yep, just push him around, annoy him, no big deal. The cool thing about it is getting 30 birds back, no, it's only 25.
Only
the
25?
5 adults don't go back in the run. Getting 25 guineas, 2 different generations. I couldn't tell you their age off the top of my head, doesn't matter. Bruno, man, getting them all to go back into the run, you can feel like a big crazy person, even with our nice sticks, like you're out, I mean, they're just all over the place. So I'm trying to work with Bruno, and so far he's doing great. All 3 nights he has helped me get them back into the run. And it takes some laps, and he's got to go a certain direction, but man, he's now been in the couch, he's been in our bed, he's been on the recliner, in the camper, he's been in our hearts since the day we got him. So if you guys haven't been with us for a while, we did lose our Princess Nala back at the beginning of August, and it was a really rough go. She was our princess for, she was almost 12 years old.
She was, I was gonna say 11 years.
And yeah, held a very special place in our hearts and out here on Shady Acres. And but the timing, God knew we needed Bruno. He knew we needed him when we got him. He knew the challenges we were gonna go through, but he's been there for us, and he's our little buddy. He's also my helper on all things, everything we do.
He's the best little buddy. I love him.
So with the cold coming in, we decided to shift priority back to the bird coop. Dun, dun, dun.
You got a lot done.
I did get a lot done. I think those walls are supposed to be standing on the platform. There's my helper right now. So I do have to say, this time I did get the camera out and time-lapse the progress I made over the last couple days. And then we're gonna pick up from there and see if I can't get 4 walls standing today. It's a little less windy today, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier.
I'll help you today too. I wasn't much help the last couple days, but I'll help today.
Yeah, because you'll notice from the time lapse, I did have 2 walls standing, and now I don't. Oops.
It happens, it's okay.
It happens every time I try to stand up walls. What you doing there, big helper? You're so handsome. Okay, subfloor is done. I really didn't have much to do. I had two 2x6 joists to throw in there, and then I contemplated running some extra bracing like I did for the goats, but this isn't holding that heavy of a load. Definitely not going to be the same amount of activity that they do on the herc hut and tier 1 and tier 2 nonstop. So I think this is going to be more than sufficient for the bird coop. And Bruno still thinks he's claiming it as the Bruno barn. He has been bird herding all day. Only napped, I think, 1.5 times, and not for a real long time. So he decided to come out here, take a break, let me do the work, and he could just supervise and enjoy it. I did have to square it up a little bit when I measure from corner to corner. I think I had about a 2.5 inch discrepancy, and which was mostly because I pulled those 4x4s out and switched to the deck blocks. I'm gonna do a little bit more leveling. I think it's just a little bit low on that side. I'm okay with it leaning forward just a bit so that any fluids or anything, or as we're sweeping it, just naturally we kind of get it to go out the front door, which will be over there. But now I've got 30 2x4 framing studs, and I'm gonna have to cut the ones in the rear a little short so that I can have a sloped roof, a lot like my shed over there. And that way water and snow and everything will run off the back. And then time for frame walls. You good with that, buddy boy? That's my good boy. So what's really nice when I'm building the bird coop is to be able to use my nail gun instead of having to run screws. Because I'm far from a power source, I don't have a great way to power my air compressor unless I drag my big, heavy gas generator that is technically big enough to run my well, the camper, and it's overkill for that. Plus, it's loud and burning fuel the whole time it's running. So a great solution for portable power that really packs a punch that I need to run my air compressor, along with so many other things, is the Jackery 2000 V2 solar generator. Let me show you this thing. So Jackery is an industry leader in this space, and they have won a multitude of awards specifically around this new system, the solar generator. And what's great about it is, as a battery backup, it has all the options. I've got 3 plugins for AC, and then I've got USB-C, 2 of them, and an A, and then your classic DC 12 volt like would be in your car that we used back in the day, and a little light for convenience. They also sent over the solar panel. So this I can plug into a regular power source and it will charge at about 1,000 watts. Whereas if I use solar, it can get up to charging as fast as 200 watts. And you can even stack a second solar panel with it to double that rate. So this is a 2,200 watt output, 2,042 watt hours for my tech nerds out there. If you don't know what that means, it's pretty stinking good. Most of your appliances like your refrigerator, your microwave, this compressor, when I kick it on, it has a 1,500 watt draw max, but I can actually watch on that little screen and see how much it's drawing while it's filling up the tank, and it hits about 1348. So it is super helpful for us because we've run power all over the land, at least for where we've needed it. But then you realize you drive a tractor off the tire and I need power up the hill to get my compressor to work. I can now take this, if I've got the tractor on the back part of the property, and use the compressor to repair my tire and get me back home. This is actually also the record holder for being the smallest in its category, and it's got a nice pop-up handle. It's about 40 pounds. I can get this thing anywhere by hand or the four-wheeler or whatever. But to take it one step further, what really appeals to this nerd, I can actually see on the screen how much draw anything is pulling from it. I can see how much charge it's getting from solar, or if I've got it plugged into the wall because I want it to go a little faster. But really, it outperforms my needs, and by the time I need to come back to it, the solar power's got it back up to 100% and I'm good to go. Take it one step further. It also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So I've connected my phone to it via Bluetooth. I can open the app and I can see all my tech info that I love to see, and I can tell you everything that you want to know because of the app. But beyond the capabilities that I can make it mobile and use it all over the land, ultimately, when I get this bird coop done, if I can mount the solar panel on top of it or behind it or just somewhere outside, the provided cable is really pretty long. So then I could keep fans or potentially small heaters, definitely the water bowls, the heated water bowls. I can keep those things powered and not have 150 feet of extension cable running across the property. So this is a huge benefit to us. And even if there were a power outage, I could throw our spare refrigerator on it. We could put our air fryer on it that we use nonstop and make a meal. And in tandem with other backup sources that I have, Shannon and I really should be able to function fairly well in the event of a power outage. And this gives us a really good sense of comfort. So if you guys want to know more about the Jackery 2000 V2 solar generator, you can Google that, find out all you want to know, or we've got some links below that will take you directly to this product and their website where you can explore other products very similar to this one. Hey, somebody needs to get a little better at organizing their tools and not just throwing them out on the ground. Bruno, why in the world would you leave all my tools laying around, buddy boy? I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, look at him.
Moo! You eating some grass? All right, so I have the 2 sidewalls done and the back wall. I'm not putting the window vents in the walls yet.
Okay.
We kind of talked about that yesterday. We'll talk about that later in the future.
Okay.
But I do have to do the front wall today, which is my only 8-foot wall. And then I'm gonna have a mono-sloped roof going back just like the shed. So.
And it's another building Kyle can actually stand in.
Yay, I know, and I'm gonna take another stab at a custom door. I did it on the shed over there, and I got to make them as wide as I wanted, as tall as I wanted. It's the only doorway on Shady Acres, only one, that I can walk through without ducking.
That's a great door over there.
Yeah.
You should do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm starting to really feel the shorter lifestyle and all the ducking and everything. So when I build these buildings, I like to make them Kyle-sized. That's what we call it around here, Kyle-sized things.
For those of you that don't know, Kyle is 6'4". When he has shoes on, he's probably 6'5". So that's what we mean by Kyle size. I know it's hard to give a judge of your size, but
I'm a little sore from all the building yesterday, so this is kind of a quad burger here.
Kind of a workout, huh?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, let's get some walls up.
Let's get to building. Okay, so when I stood up the front wall of the shed, the front wall being the tallest wall, I dropped it. And that was way heavy. I had it a little too tall. I had to take off another 18 inches, but it damaged that wall and there were some cracks in the 2x4s. Oh. Yesterday, it was a lot windier. I had the back wall up and braced with one brace. I stood up the side wall and it was doing great. It was holding still. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave that there for a minute. I go over to get my tools. The wind picked up. I heard it start going and there was no stopping it. Uh-oh. So I just watched it. That one just went down, bam. This one, because it had the brace, swung out. I've got a tree trunk back there that it hit, and so I may have to do a little bit of hammering to get some seams tight again.
Okay.
But we'll figure that out as we go.
I'm here for whatever you need me for.
Okay.
You just direct me.
Well, I need to get the walls off the platform. I should have built the tall wall first, something I learned in this project. But I'll lay everything out. We'll do the tall wall and then we'll stand it up and we can start putting the other walls together, make sure everything fits, and da-da-da.
Awesome.
Is that the technical version?
Da-da-da.
Da-da-da.
That's perfect.
All right, let's get to it.
Okay.
All right, I think what I want to do is go and measure my shed doors, because I've got double doors on it, knowing that I would want to put stuff like this in there, the OSB that is, but I'm only doing a single door here, so I think I'm going to make it the same size as one single door there.
Okay.
Cool with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you already lose your tape measure?
No, my wife already stole it and moved it. I had all my tools organized perfectly over there. You saw that in the bucket?
Yeah, those look super organized.
If it's up in the cabin,
Did you do it?
I know it was you or Bruno.
Did you take his tape measure?
Don't tell him, Mom. It's out in the woods about 150 feet out there.
Did you go bury Daddy's tape measure?
Yeah, and I measured how far I taked it. All right, I'm gonna go
take it.
check in the cabin and see if you hit it up there.
I'm sitting in the sun while I'm waiting on Kyle to find his tape measure, but I didn't take it this time. Just saying. Hey, you found it.
I did. It was right next to the one up in the cabin that says not Kyle's. That makes you look pretty darn guilty.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was sitting right next to yours.
I haven't touched your tape measure.
Since this morning. So this is like fully custom dimensions. I'm about 1.25 inches shy of 72 inches tall. And then I am about 33 3/4 wide. And I think this is perfect for a single door, don't you think?
Yeah.
So if I basically do like 7 by 34, just to make my math a little easier.
Whatever's best for you, babe.
Deal. Let's do it. I did, however, just realize I only got 4 boards left. I had some really warped ones, some really crooked ones that I ended up using for bracing and other stuff. So I got to make a quick run to Menards real quick. Real quick. As quick as possible. I'm going to say quick 18 times. So I got to make a quick run to Menards and pick up some more 2x4s.
Okay.
My bad.
A quick run to Menards. We all know how that's really going
That
to
just
go.
means I'll get the app out and I'll buy it all ahead of time so that you just drive right into the lumberyard, throw it in the truck, and come back home.
That's a great idea.
I won't walk through the store. You're right. It will be an hour or 2.
Exactly. I think your supervisor's going to be sleeping on shift here in just a minute.
I'm going to rat him out if that's the case. I want to sleep on shift.
You don't get to, sorry.
Well, he needs the recharge. He's still learning to be out so much, and you got to slow down and get some rest, buddy.
Back from Menards?
Back from Menards, yeah. It's always fun hand-picking all your 2x4s and going through them all, but I think I've got more than enough now to finish out the framing.
I like how you marked your boards over here. I think that's pretty smart.
I'm learning. I went back in there to kind of review my door on the shed, and I remember why the measurements are not exactly 72 by 36. They're about the width of 2 2x4s, shy of that on both sides. It's because I didn't mark these right when I did that one, and I forgot I had to do my jack studs on the inside of the king studs. And so I had the measurements for the door that I wanted done in the king studs and forgot I still had to put these on the inside. And I thought, oh well, they're custom doors, I'll just cut them to fit. But yeah, I'll have a header that comes across. So I'll cut these jack studs to the height that I want the door, and then I'll put my header up here, and that's what provides the additional support. And then you have the king studs on the outside and run 2x4s from the header up.
And then did you decide to do 16 on center on this wall instead of 24 on center like the other ones?
Kind of. It's just that because those studs would have been so far over, since it's only an 8-foot wall, I just kind of split the difference and thought, yeah, we'll get a little more support by putting this stud closer to the outer stud.
Okay, that makes
I just
sense.
make stuff up as I go.
I love it. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, it works in my head. I'm sure I'll pay for it later when I'm trying to run rafters or something.
No, babe, it's gonna work out.
Whatever I'm gonna do, but.
It's gonna be perfect.
Okay, I think this is the layout. I'll get these cut to length and then we can start assembling.
Okay, sounds good.
Now it makes sense. Somebody stole my tape measure. When did you? Oh, because you just.
He left it laying around. What does he expect?
Laying around, it's on the job site. Where
Laying
else
around.
is it supposed to be laying? Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Now don't pick that up. That's not just lying around. It's actually measuring things right now.
Okay. It's a good thing those tape measures have a clip on them.
I couldn't agree more.
You look handsome with the sun shining on you like that.
I hope it doesn't require the sun to be shining on me like this for you to think I'm handsome.
It doesn't require the sun. I just was letting you know that it's good lighting on you right now. That's all.
Because it was in the vows, for better or worse, no matter what version I look like, you have to lie to me and tell me you think I'm handsome.
Deal.
Thanks.
I always think you're handsome though.
Thanks. I already snuck one in down there before you got over here.
Oh, good job.
My nail gun was rocking. What's up, Supervisor?
Hi, Bruno.
Is my Bruno barn done yet or what? Come on, get this barn done for me.
You think this is the Bruno barn?
Nope, I know it is. I already took a nap in here and everything. Yeah, not the Bruno barn, huh? It's great. I like how well it breathes, too. You a sleepy supervisor?
You have been exploring all over the place. I'm sure you are super tired.
I got 30 birds to herd, Mom. It's a lot of work. You do a great job, baby boy. Oh, man. Oh, there's a knot right there. It just went right around it. Well, you gotta be careful because that'll cause those nails to shank. You can see he's sticking out over here. That's why when you hold it and nail, make sure your hand's far enough back. We're out of nail gun nails.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, I like to swing my hammer. And since I only have a few left to do, we'll just do some manual hammer, and if I feel like I need to tidy anything up, I'll run a screw.
Okay.
We're just gonna use all the fasteners.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Moment of truth.
Yeah.
Hey, your walls are still standing.
For now.
That's fantastic.
Ooh, a lot more rigid now. It'll get even more rigid once I get roof rafters across it. That'll help kind of tie it together, and then the final bit when you put the sheathing on, it'll just be
solid.
Solid.
Good job, babe. I'm so proud of you.
Hopefully the wind can't blow this down. I know a guy that's happened to before. Love you, Chad.
Bruno, come.
Back up. Leave it.
Bruno, come. Come here. Come here. That's a good boy. Well, I tried to capture that, but he just wanted to be a part of it.
That's all right. All right. The frame walls minus the roof are complete.
Good job, babe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some dirty hands.
You just went for it, didn't you?
Well, of course. This is exciting.
Yeah, so if you can imagine now, I'll start the rafters here and they'll go up at an angle. And my goal, what I learned with the shed, JR over at 4W, when he wanted measurements for my overhang, I realized how inconsistent I was. And I did not do enough overhang. So like when it rains, the water will hit the base rock and splash that dust up on the side of it. So on this one, I'm gonna try to get, it may look silly, but I'm gonna try to get 10 to 12 inches of overhang, especially out front, maybe a little less on the sides. Not too concerned about the back because that's easy to rectify, but yeah, learn things on every build, and this was way faster than the shed framing once we
You did great.
Going.
Yeah, you did great.
It's a little bit smaller, and remember on the shed, I used those donated 2x4s from JR. So I basically built 2 pony walls with a horizontal 2x4 here, and they had to be stacked. So it was double the work to do every wall, and it made it a lot heavier to stand it up and everything. So it was really nice to get to go straight forward with framing lumber, cut to fit, cut to size. You know the point. Progress, man. I know the birds are chomping at the bit to come in here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Did you forget something was hiding back there, little missy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tough built. Is that you?
Yeah, I'm tough built.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is really exciting. The birds spend a lot of time coming up here, pretty much just pooping on it. So we're gonna have to get some weatherproof flooring solution in here pretty quick. And I don't think we have any rain in the foreseeable future. Maybe a small chance.
Nope.
One day, 3 weeks from now, I don't know. So I want to try to get this roughed in and covered before we get rain, because this is not pressure treated lumber. I didn't feel that it was necessary because we'd be putting a roof on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So back to the drawing board. Now I just need to design my roof, get my lumber, go to town.
And we'll move forward.
Well, guys, the coop is finally getting worked on.
Makes me very happy.
You're welcome. A lot of you been begging.
He's saying that to me too, because I've been asking him for it.
You ask me for everything. I just ask you to pick which one you want right now.
I'm getting it.
You're getting it.
Thank you.
Guys, we love and appreciate you. We thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Do you approve?
Is this your Bruno barn, buddy? Is that what you think this is?
This is not going to be the Bruno barn, okay?
You don't want a house this big. You want one you can curl up in and be comfy in. No, this looks just about right. That's about a nose to a nose from there. There's a, look right here, there's a door for me. Look, oh, see, it works for me.
Bye.
Thank you, keep working on it.